What's up, y'all? This is a little bit of insight into my personal jiu-jitsu journey with my children, as in like my own sons and daughters, and where I'm at in life with jiu-jitsu and their jiu-jitsu, and what I think the future holds for us and the game, just how I personally view grappling right now and what we're going to do. Many of you know that I teach jiu-jitsu. Many of you know that I own the American Grappling Federation. Some of you may or may not know I have several affiliates underneath me in different countries, and we have 18, I believe, total black belts in my network, and a great group of guys, all that. But I taught jiu-jitsu professionally for a living for 13 years, and then also, transitioned over to full-time running tournaments. But I still do teach seminars at my affiliated schools. And when I first moved to Florida from Texas was my headquarters for 13 years. When I first moved to Florida, I opened a school with a black belt of mine, and even when I taught there, though, I taught 2 days a week, and I taught NoGi. I believe it was Tuesday and Thursday or something like that. Anyways, and a lot of you guys know my kids, Gavin and Valley, and Gavin turned out to be really good. He embraced it and trained real hard and enjoyed it a lot. Valley doesn't enjoy jiu-jitsu as much as Gavin, but still has fun when she's there. But competitively, Gavin likes to compete and is down to go wrestle and all of that. So we've been exposed to many wrestlers in my life and in Gavin's life, from personal black belts of mine to people that have come through the gym. I mean, I've had Kenny Monday in the gym in Fitness Fight Factory in Dallas, who's an Olympic gold medalist. And so we've been to many facilities here in Florida, and we moved up to the Tampa Bay area. And in our local area, none of the kids programs really fit our schedule, our personal life, and just where my kids are at in their journey. Gavin being 11, about to be 12, and a yellow belt, and preferring NoGi, and just his size, he's like 75 to 80 pounds, my daughter, and it's just a situation that we're in. And so I really want to also teach my kids jiu-jitsu. That's a big thing that I want to do. It's a very big part of my my desire. I would like to teach my kids jiu-jitsu. A lot of people in the area have a local purple belt or whatnot teaching, which is totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. There's also schools that have phenomenal multiple degree black belts teaching the kids up to a 4th degree. So you have variations everywhere, and there's nothing wrong with any of the schools that are locally. It's just not quite what I want to teach my kids. I would like to teach my kids, and I would also like them to wrestle. So I did not wrestle in high school or junior high, but I have a ton of wrestling in my jiu-jitsu, and I believe in it. I also believe it's the future of mixed martial arts, and I believe it's the future of grappling in America, and then following suit with the rest of the world. Not taking over gi. People are always going to like gi. It's not a gi versus no-gi debate. It's just a development of no-gi. Many of you may know that Chris Brennan is my black belt, not my black belt, my instructor, who through black belt, that he's given me my degrees on my black belt. I've been with him for a while, and he's no-gi only. 3-time no-gi world champ. Just phenomenal precise techniques when it comes to what he wants to hit. He's going to aim small, miss small. Love his jiu-jitsu. And then his next generation, that is his organization, has affiliates all over the world. And so we are definitely supported to do no-gi only as well too. I do believe in the gi. I'm not taking the gi off permanently for life. I still teach in it, and wherever my seminars may go. But for my kids right now, we are going to train 90 minutes. I'm getting the mats right now from Manatee High School. They've got, I think they put a kid that was from their high school into the 2012 London Olympics, I think came from their program. I'll know in just a few minutes here when I arrive. I'm meeting Coach Gugliacci or something like that. A bunch of Jersey guys, I think, that were coaching last time we went to wrestling class there. A lot of people on social media commented they knew Coach Goog and shouted out to him when I posted. So he's been a staple in the area for like 25, 30 years or whatnot. And so we're gonna do NoGi Jiu-Jitsu at my house. I'm matting it out in the garage, have like a 20 by 20 square foot area. The kids are gonna grapple. I'm only gonna have like 8 local kids to 12 local kids from the area that are my son's size and my daughter's size. I think 1 or 2 girls for my daughter, and then the rest will be boys around the same size and age as my son. And I'm gonna train them in jiu-jitsu as best I can and incorporate our normal gray belt curriculum and get them up to gray belt at par as best as possible. But then we are going to collectively stop the program and wrestle during wrestling season as a group, and we will all join the same club, and then we will come back to training NoGi Jiu-Jitsu during the off season of wrestling. So that's the plan. That's what I want to do with my kids. That's what I would like to do with my kids through, like, you know, high school and black belt. I would eventually like them to, you know, train jiu-jitsu and then wrestle, and then go through their training that way if we have a choice in terms of time. I used to own 5 locations in DFW, Dallas Fort Worth. I have owned a location in Florida, but AGF is too big. My next few months here is just Sweden, Belgium, Germany. Like, I'm constantly going to Europe and the Scandinavian countries. I don't have time to teach at a brick and mortar. I don't have time to open a school. It's not my desire. I don't care about the money from it, any of that. I used to chase that. That's not what I do for a living anymore. I will, however, train my affiliates for sure and teach seminars and stuff like that. That's not a big deal. But in terms of like being dedicated to a brick and mortar, so yeah, I'm going to train a select group of people. I put it out in my HOA group in my where I live, and I got some great feedback. There's already people that train in there and have kids and stuff. So we're gonna train it up, and then we're gonna wrestle in wrestling season and come back to NoGi. That is the plan with my kids. We're gonna train twice a week for 90 minutes in the garage, and then we'll get it in on an extra day depending on my schedule on the weekend, or then go to an open mat somewhere or whatnot, and get these kids up to gray and get them in their first wrestling season coming up this fall. And yeah, man, that's the personal, just a little thing that's going on right now in my life, and how I'm going to train my kids NoGi Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling in the wrestling season. So that's the route we're going. Shout out to all the homies that are listening to this, that kind of follow what I'm doing. It's different for some people, you know, that's just where we're at right now. We don't have the time for 4 days a week. We still want to allow them, and my kids, as we talk about it, they want to play softball. My son wants to play baseball. My daughter wants to do dance. We still have things that they want to do in life outside of jiu-jitsu, and that's fine, absolutely fine. We skateboard too, we fish, we go to the beach. We have a life that we want to do outside of jiu-jitsu, and they have been a part of my life. Obviously, I've been a part of their life their whole life, and been involved in gyms, and they grew up in gyms. They know what that gym life is like, and their dad being glued to a gym, being married to that gym because I own it or I teach at it, and I have, you know, so it's a lot different when it's my garage, but it's also understood when everybody is going to also collectively go wrestle. So that's what I'm happy about. And then actually I'm meeting the wrestling coach right now because I'm buying some wrestling mats and matting out the garage, but also he asked me to assist and talk to him right now about possibly assistant coaching. So I wasn't a wrestler, but I know how to I know grappling very, very well, and would just reinforce what they're teaching. I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot doing that. I would be able to be a better jiu-jitsu instructor and a better overall martial artist. I don't think that very many black belts that are this far into the game get a great opportunity to be a assistant coach of a club like this. And so I think it'll be very interesting, and I may take the opportunity, especially because I'm going to be sitting on the sidelines at my son's practice anyways. You can also sit off to the side, but and let them do wrestling on their own, and there may be seasons and time to do that, but I may take this little opportunity to do that with my kids' wrestling coach and learn a lot, see what they go through differently. And I talked to my son, and he doesn't care. He doesn't mind me being a part of the wrestling program. So you know, got to get after it. You might even see me compete in wrestling. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, thanks for listening. If you listen to all this, I appreciate you. I'm showing up right now to his wrestling practice room and buying some mats. So I'll holler at you later and maybe show you some mats in the garage. Oh, I'm going to be blasting videos on instructionals, on for AGF, just jiu-jitsu and grappling in general, and convince the wifey to put on a NoGi and be my training partner. Shout out to Gordon Ryan for inspiring her so that I could use my female to be my uki. So a bunch of videos going to be coming out as well too, because I'll have easy access to mats. Shout out to you soon. Peace.